I was talking to one of our parents a few days ago about her son, who's in year 11. Last year he had a very difficult year, and the thing that really was the consistent learning experience for him through all that difficulty was his Cluey tutor. And he loves his tutor. She is a very experienced educator. She's actually a retired principal. And she is steady and solid. She knows this boy. She knows how he learns. She's supportive. She's encouraging. And they've gone on that journey together. And he's absolutely determined. He will never, he wants to stay with that tutor for as long as he can. And it's because the rapport that's been built up between the student and the tutor is one of trust and of a very much of a professional learning relationship. And I think that's something that we can give students and their parents because of the technology that we have, because we can connect them, and because that connection is so very focused on the learning pathway for the student. Contrary to popular belief, there is something that's very compelling about learning through a screen. That's partly because the generation of school children have grown up using a screen. So for them, it's very compelling, it's very interesting, and they're not easily distracted when they're on a screen, which is what parents are always lamenting. We encourage children to use headsets so that they're not distracted by what's going on around them at all. So in fact, we find that children are less distracted, they are more focused, they find it easier to concentrate when they're learning using a screen than when they're actually in a situation with people around them. So it's not at all what people expect. We actually had a parent who's homeschooling her children, and she said that there was a moment when the children just stopped listening to them. And she found having a tutor was a perfect solution, because she might have said exactly the same thing as the tutor, but the children listened to the tutor when they had ceased to listen to her. But it's interesting because it suggests that for children of a certain age, what they really need is somebody who's not a parent, who's not their teacher in school, but is an adult with knowledge, who they can learn from. They can use as a model and a mentor. This is a very powerful thing for all children, and we've seen how productive that learning partnership can be.
In the school environment, my son has found it hard to focus, being in a big classroom with a lot of people and struggling with something that he didn't comprehend. It's quite easy for him to get distracted. So with the online tutoring, where the tutor's actually making him and helping him focus, so when he perhaps is getting distracted personally, the tutor's actually helping him come back to focus. So he's learnt skills over the time of doing Cluey to focus and to concentrate, which has been such a great help.
I think in this day and age, face-to-face is face-to-face. It doesn't have to be in person, particularly with children these days. They're not set in that face-to-face thing, which probably us older people are. When you talk to my daughter, she'll say that she likes the online approach because of the shared space, because it's more flexible. Actually for them, there's a lot of good reasons why they prefer the online approach to face-to-face. For me, I also think, strangely enough, it helps them to concentrate better, because they're so involved in that world of online that I find they concentrate best when they're looking at YouTube videos or anything like that. So anything that's online actually engages them better than someone sitting across from them. So it feels like their concentration levels are better for online tutoring. A, because it's online, and actually kids these days focus really well online. And B, because it's one-on-one. So in the classroom there's 30 kids, there's a lot going on. The teacher can't always focus on them, whereas here it's very much one-on-one, and therefore they need to be focused because it's just them.
I've found that the biggest benefit of Cluey is that it lets me practice, because I find myself procrastinating a lot, and having the set hour to go over my work and maybe do homework that I've missed out on has been very helpful. especially because like I wouldn't be doing that if I didn't have tutoring.